And so now I'll give you some words for this Shabbat to think about as we go forward throughout this evening, all day tomorrow, into sundown tomorrow night. And it's important to note that we don't know what the results are yet. So I do try to remain neutral politically. So don't think that I'm skewing this one way or another, or the fact that I'm wearing blue. My hair is red, so I think both the red and the blue parties are covered. So this Shabbat is Parsha Vayera. Last week we had Lech Lecha. We heard of the beginning of our patriarch Avraham's journey. We watched his transformation from a spiritual man to one who must manifest that spirituality in the physical. Avraham, recognizing the one true God, smashed all the idols in his father's home and went forth to Lech Lecha on the journey that God called him to do. Taking on the task to call upon everyone to acknowledge the one true God, to follow and observe the one true God, leading all the way to us and beyond. Now in our Parsha, this Shabbat, Vayera, we get the continuation of his journey. Many amazing things happen along the way to further Avraham's commitment to his quest. God provides miracles, such as giving him a son when he was 100 and Sarah was 90, only to then ask him to sacrifice that son in order to show his devotion. And this might sound familiar because we read about this on High Holy Days. We get the tale of Sodom and Gomorrah and also of Lot, his daughters and his wife, who rather than listening, heeding the warnings given by the angels to avoid looking back at the city that was falling in ruin and destruction, she couldn't help herself. Her curiosity got the best of her. Yes, those of you who know the story, she did look back, and then what happened? She turned into a pillar of salt. Throughout the Parsha, there are angels. They offer assistance, they offer guidance, facilitating the journey, and reinforcing the necessity to not only listen, but to hear, and to believe in that which is unseen in order to follow God's call. Abraham listened, he heard, and he followed the call that he processed from God. Even when he was asked as an adult man to circumcise himself in order to actually merge the spiritual realm into the physical world. All of this spirituality that we may go to try to acquire within our own being or manifest in our world means absolutely nothing if we don't actually proactively do something to engage it and bring it into the physical realm. We have a responsibility as people of faith to hold close to that which is of spirit and spiritual, to listen and hear, to be able to see and process that which is unseen, as well as even that which may be masked from our view. We are in a situation now with our country and our world where it is more important than ever to go forward with faith. It's difficult to do when people are divided, messages are misconstrued, and many may find it challenging to separate myth from fact. There have always been times of tumult and disaster amidst the play between that which is good and evil. We are shown in our Torah time and again that the destruction of the world can happen as a result of the degradation and dissolution of society as a whole, along with the perversion of good and evil. The question is, when are we going to actually learn to do it differently? It would seem, since we are told that one person can make a difference, that we actually would do that, go forth and do that and be that difference. Abraham felt it, Isaac felt it, Jacob felt it, Joseph felt it, as did Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, all of the matriarchs and patriarchs. They felt the call toward promoting goodness in the world and all that is holy, even if it was challenging, even if it put their own lives at peril. They did what they felt they needed to do for the furtherance of God and for the fulfillment of their mission and their particular destiny. We all have a part to play in how the drama of our own personal story will unfold and our collective journey. We have seen this most recently with the pandemic. We've seen people helping people standing up for what they believe in, people protesting en masse in order to make a difference, and people showing up in vast numbers to vote in order to affect change and how our collective story will unfold. We have all been tasked with the opportunity to vote, to rise up, to be heard, and be counted. As the votes still come together to be counted, it is up to us as a nation to listen, to hear, and to heed the call, to work together as one collective to make this country the best it can be for ourselves and, yes, the rest of the world. In a way, we are all being called upon to be Abraham, to emulate the qualities, the characteristics, the determination, and the faith in the unseen that he maintained. The faith in a destiny that we don't know every detail of, but we know we are a part of it and we affect the outcome. In order to create a society, a country, and a world that is aligned with all that is good, there will always be differences of opinion, divisiveness, and resistance, and that's okay. This is what makes the task so incredibly important, meriting us valor on high. There is a plan, a destiny of sorts at play, and we are the necessary characters who, through our decisions and our actions, will influence the outcome. The climatic moments, the evolution of our characters, and the ultimate resolution of the story, our collective story, depends on us. Angels may be sent along the way to help and offer guidance. We have to be open in order to actually see them, to hear their messages, and the opportunity that they are guiding us toward. And if you don't believe in angels, then listen to the voice inside your own being, because that is connected to spirit, and that will help you make decisions that are aligned with goodness, truth, and all that is holy. When things are most dark and our vision obscured, that is when it's most important for us to go forward with faith. There were many times that our ancestors were faced with exorbitant fear, challenges, unbelievable adversity, yet they plodded ahead with faith in the one God who guides us all, or at the very least, hope for a better way of existence for themselves, their children, and those yet to come. L'ador, vador, from generation to generation. All of them true and open to their destiny, striving for purpose and for significant being. We need to put aside our anxiety, our doubt, our fear of the unknown, and just continue to put one foot in front of the other. We need to wake up each day with the faith that a new potential is dawning, and that what we do does make a difference. As we go forward into these uncertain weeks and months ahead, may we have the faith and the fortitude of our ancestors. May we have the courage of Abraham, Isaac, Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and all the others who have come before us, and the vision of Joseph. May their ability to push through resistance, reaching toward the light, guide us. May their example help us to embrace the difficult journey that we face with the knowledge that God is with us. We are not alone. And yes, we actually do have one another to rely upon. May we continue to rise up, holding fast to our part in the story, as well as the scenes still left to unfold, much like our Torah. We are being written into history. For better or worse, it is our collective story. On this Shabbat, we ask that God guide us, be with us, send whatever angelic assistance possible to lead us toward a more perfect destiny so that we may all thrive rather than dissolve into pillars of salt. God saw fit and had faith somehow in our ability to persevere, to keep going on up to this moment, to this point in our story. May it be God's will that we may merit his or her continued support. And may all the powers at play and all the people in power be blessed with the ability to not only listen, but to actually hear and to be able to truly see. May we all be granted the vision to look beyond toward that which is unseen in order to create a new world, a better country, and a life that is rich and rewarding for every man, woman, and child. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom.